Let's talk about Apple's upcoming M2 processor and how it compares to the M1, M1 Pro, and M1 Max. Welcome everybody to AppleInsider. It is Andrew here, and you can find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Now, Apple still has yet to make the M2 processor official, but details have started to emerge that give us a clearer picture of what Apple's next generation silicon is going to look like. So the M2 processor, I'm expecting to see this in several new Macs out of the gate. That includes a new MacBook Air, a new low-end 14-inch MacBook Pro, and a new low-end Mac Mini. I also expect that we'll probably see this in the upgraded iPad Pros when they debut later in 2022 as well. So what's going to change going from the M1 to the M2? Apple is still going to use a 5nm process, and it'll still be an 8-core chip. It'll have the same 4 high-performance cores and 4 high-efficiency cores to balance out performance and battery life. Apple will seemingly upgrade the GPU though. Right now, Apple offers 2 flavors of the M1 processor. There's a 7-core GPU or an 8-core GPU. The M2 processor looks like it'll go up to 10 cores. There'll still be lower core options, maybe like a 9-core option and a 10-core option, but it will max out at 10 cores for the GPU. For the CPU cores, Apple might increase the clock speed just a little bit, but don't expect a huge jump in performance going from the M1 to the M2. Graphics will be the biggest thing that it'll improve upon compared to the original. What about comparing the M2 to the M1 Pro or M1 Max processors? Will the M2 be better than the M1 based Pro and Max? Fortunately, no, not really. If Apple does increase the clock speed of those 8 cores on the M2 chip, it'll still perform below the 10-core chips of the M1 Pro and M1 Max. Since they are 10 cores versus 8 cores, even if the M2 is slightly faster per core, the additional cores will still give the performance boost to the M1 Pro and M1 Max. And when we're looking at GPUs, even though we're going to a 10-core GPU option on the M2, which will be the highest end option, the M1 Pro can have 14 or 16 cores for the GPU, and the M1 Max can have either 24 or 32 cores for the GPU. So there's a lot more wiggle room in the GPU, even if the M2 gets bumped up from 7 or 8 to 9 or 10. The M1 Pro and M1 Max still have other benefits over the M1, and they'll likely have them over the M2 as well. For example, the M1 is limited to only 8 or 16 gigs of RAM, while the M1 Pro can go up to 16 or 32 gigs, and the M1 Max can go 32 or 64. So you have a 64 gig RAM cap on the M1 Max. We're not likely to see that with the M2. Apple could increase it a little bit, but I'm thinking it's still going to stay with the 16 gig cap for the M2. Another benefit of the M1 Pro and M1 Max processors over the M1 is its specialization for video production. There are video encoding and decoding engines, and there's ProRes engines, and the M1 Max even has dual engines on there. And I don't think that we're going to see those coming to the M2. Apple could, but I think these are going to stay specialized to the Pro units, at least for the time being. So maybe the M2 Pro and M2 Max, but they're not going to show up in the M2. So when are we going to get Apple's new M2 processor? I think we're going to get our first look at the M2 processor in the second half of 2022. I'm thinking probably sometime in the fall when we're going to see our first Macs with the new chipset. The first Macs, again, are going to be a redesigned MacBook Air, the new entry-level 14-inch MacBook Pro, and an updated base model of the Mac Mini. I don't think the 24-inch iMac will be upgraded until 2023, and otherwise, Apple's going to continue its rollout of the M1 Pro and M1 Max processors into a high-end 27-inch iMac/iMac Pro. Then we'll have something completely different set aside for a Mac Pro, also debuting at the end of the year. So, what do you guys think? Are you excited for the M2 processor? Honestly, its only big bump is going to be in the GPU options, going up to 10 cores. Otherwise, it's just going to be a marginally faster version of the same chip. It's still going to be an upgrade, but it's going to be better graphics for those lower end machines. Let me know what you think over on Twitter at Andrew_OSU or drop them down below in the comments. Be sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for next time. I'll catch you later.